Hello everyone, in this video I would like to talk about a book that I read recently. It's Siddhartha, uh, written by German author Hermann Hesse, and in this video I would like to lead a monologue and reflect on the ideas as a psychology graduate and an aspiring psychotherapist. Now this isn't a summary of the book in a usual sense. I won't summarize the plot or explain the philosophy, but rather I would like to contemplate on some of the topics that I found really significant, which permeated in the story. What is this book about? Just to say to you who didn't hear about this book before, without giving out any spoilers. This book tells the story of a young, curious man who was asking a lot of questions from when he was young, but wasn't satisfied with made up answers by adults in his surrounding. And eventually, this young man, Siddhartha, was predestined, one could say, to lead a spiritual life, a life in the search of the last answer, so that he would experience the last insight, enlightenment, which would make him escape the cycle of pain and suffering. There are three topics I would like to talk more in detail about. The first one is the danger of borrowed knowledge. It's a topic that's very much present in our everyday life, as on the internet there is a multitude of sources from which we can get information from, the most recent information about what's happening around the world. The problem is that we oftentimes are presented with fake news, and it's hard to decide and find out what information are important for us, which are true, which are false. The thin line between truth and a lie or false information is even thinner nowadays, I would say. Young Siddhartha wasn't satisfied with any doctrine he was presented with, he was introduced to. He felt void, blank space in his inner self, which led him to follow his own inner voice, which Socrates called the daemon, which is a very courageous thing to do, to believe in ourselves, to the voice which is very subtle. Other topic I would like to talk more about is suffering and the idea that suffering is a teacher. As Joseph Campbell said, the cave we least want to go to holds the treasure we seek. And I think that's true. It's where we don't want to go. It's where we are afraid to go. That's where we find answers to questions not yet answered. That's where the potential is to become a version of ourselves which we cannot imagine yet. It's where the treasure lies. Out of that comfort zone, into the unknown, where there is confusion, desire, and failure, and pain. I think that's part of life, and we should perhaps accept it. That's what I think. And the third topic is the illusion of a final answer. We oftentimes get frustrated, even angry at not being able to find an answer even to a everyday problem with our family member or a boyfriend or a girlfriend or a difficult situation at work or school. Sometimes we are too anxious to find an answer to really find it. Perhaps after losing up a bit, perhaps after having a moment of pause, that's when the realization, that's when the aha moment arrives. Perhaps we should be in a state of mind to be open to receive the answer. Maybe it's not that much about actively finding an answer. Maybe it's to be sensitive and attentive and perceiving for the answer to come. Maybe when the strong feeling for a search loosens up a bit is the moment when the answer arrives. The last reflective thought I would like to share with you is that reading this book didn't really give me many answers. It more like made me question things more and not be satisfied with answers that are often presented in books or on the internet. And I was thinking that in therapy, someone might think that giving an advice is a intricate part of the process, but I like the idea that Carl Rogers said that giving a client a answer is as if one would steal his or her own story, because it's the therapist who's giving an answer. And I very much agree that it's not supposed to be like that. It's supposed to be the client arriving at his or her own answer with the support of a therapist, so that one can search and find one's own story. What's yours? I think that's a very significant answer. Answer would be yours to find. Yeah, I think that's a good idea to finish with. Thank you for watching.